fall. Maybe tried to do a little bit too much that time.
Yeah, he tried to do a maneuver called hand plant into a revert, which he's one of the only people that can do that maneuver.
This facility is one of only 2 of its kind in America, the other one being in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Yeah, this bowl seems to be the one the skaters prefer to skate as far as just a straight keyhole pool. There are other pools that have different designs, but for like a competition, it makes it very easy to judge because the lines aren't so much different.
Let's watch a replay of Dwayne Peters. See some of these maneuvers he's taking now. Or he is executing, I should say. Where is he? Okay. Dwayne Peters is still getting ready for his run on the replay. Meanwhile, the scores are coming up. And here comes Dwayne Peters. This is a replay again.
Now this...
And we are back live now. This is Eric Halverson. A 153 total for Peters in that last run.
Yeah, that's a very good score for the competition so far.
Halverson in 4th place entering the finals.
Yeah, Eric's a very smooth skater. He unfortunately just took a fall, which cost him another 5 points.
Dan, I guess there's 2 ways after you take a fall. You can either start from the starting point again or just pick up the board and continue from the point where you fell.
Right, you could start and run up the wall and jump on your board, but it's a little more difficult and takes a little more time. So most of the skaters just go back out. The clock does stop when they fall, so they don't lose any time in their 45-second routine.
Now, Eric, without using his hands, is jumping in the air on the sides.
Right, that was a maneuver called an ollie air. He's one of the best that does it. It's an E maneuver on my sheet if you do it all the way out of the pool like he just did it.
Took a little fall right there. Halverson going back, and he is finished. So a 45-second run. He took 1 fall, but still some pretty difficult maneuvers that he attempted. Let's watch a little of the replay of Eric Halverson. Here he comes.
That was a maneuver called a frontside grind. There's another one. Now he's going to do a slide to a maneuver called ollie air, all wheels off the wall.
It's difficult.
There was his ollie air right there. That really does well.
Without using the hands, that's kind of a tough one, isn't it, Dan?
Right. You got to on-weight your feet right at the right time, and your board will snap right off the wall.
Remember, the winner of this gets $1,000. That was Eric Halverson you were watching. The next contestant will be Scott Foss. The scores are now coming in for the Halverson attempt. And he got a 144. So far in this final round, the top scorer has been Eric Grisham, who had a 157, but he needed a whole lot because he was in 7th place entering the finals. This is the guy in 3rd place, Scott Foss. That was a nice move right there, Dan.
Right, that was a maneuver called a slide rock and roll. Scott is an amateur competing in this contest. He will not win any prize money today, but he's doing it just to see how he places amongst the pros.
He looks a little younger than the other guys.
Yeah, he's 15. He's been skating about 3.5 years, though, and he really knows what he's doing.
He does know what he's doing.
It's a maneuver called the 2-hand frontside aerial, which he does really well.
He's getting a lot of side-to-side motion, too.
Right. Changing all of his tricks around, and it looks like a pretty good run here.
No falls so far. This is Scott Foss. Whoa!
Yeah, he was trying a maneuver called an algarial, which is named after Eddie Elguera, who is our leader up to this point. It's like a backflip.
Must feel pretty good to get a move named after you.
Yeah, Eddie Elguera, leader, has invented a lot of moves here.
Here's a replay of Scott Foss.
There, it was a really long sliding rock and roll. The more farther you slide on the coping, the more points you would get for the maneuver.
He was pretty impressive.
Right.
He tries to make this last move now, I think. And he just can't quite do it. There's a good move right there. We come back live. This is Steve Caballero.
Yeah, Stevie just took a fall there, and he's getting ready to enter back into the bowl. He's got 15 seconds to set up to go back in. He's getting a little coaching from his coach there, Stacy Peralta.
Steve, another amateur, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He's 15 years old. He hasn't even... I think they've let him start his routine over again here. The judges weren't ready when he dropped in, so they're going to let him start it over.
Here comes the total now for Scott Foss coming up, 148.
Stevie doing a backside aerial.
This is Steve Caballero. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, he's taking another fall on another backside aerial, which is unfortunate.
Now
he's got 15 seconds to set up and come back in.
Right.
He'll probably try it again.
He elected to go back to the starting point.
Right. That's a hand plant maneuver. Another one, an outside rail hand plant. Now he's going to do what we're called a roll, and he just rolls right into the pool.
Oh!
And here comes his slide rock and roll.
And that bowl is 10 feet deep, remember?
Right, it has 2 feet of sheer vertical pad.
It sure looks like it's a lot deeper, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. The vertical really makes it deceiving. If it doesn't have vertical, they don't look nearly as deep. But this has 90-degree walls. Whew. Stevie had a little trouble with this run, but he'll be back for his next one.
Do skaters ever try to do this barefoot? I realize you would, have a chance to really rip up your feet, but it seems like you'd have a little more control on the board.
Right. When skateboard...
Here's a replay.
Yeah. Right when the sport originated, a lot of skateboarding was done barefoot. But now they've, all gone to the shoes. They've made better soles on the shoes, and with the grip tape that's on top of the board, they really get good traction. But due to safety factors and stuff, you must wear your shoes in the parks.
Are those shoes kind of a very flexible material to be able to somewhat bend your toes over them?
Boards now are an inverted warp shape in them now, and to give you more traction on the board too. They're not just a flat board anymore.
Momentarily, we'll have Eddie Elguera.